Greetings everybody, my name is Tommy the Keyblade Master and welcome to my channel. I'm doing another editorial. I saw something from Review Tech USA responding to another YouTuber called Hip Hop Gamer on his defense of Street Fighter V, and people like Hip Hop Gamer do annoy me just a little bit. Now in this editorial I'm going to be talking about people who defend broken games and why they are bad for this industry and need to understand that they are part of the problem. Now, I'm not talking about games that are bad. Everybody has a game that is considered bad that they like. For me, it's Inuyasha and the Secret of the Cursed Mask. It's got ugly graphics. It's got technical problems up the wazoo, but I love the Inuyasha anime, and the game has enough charm for me to actually sit through and play it on multiple occasions. But it's definitely not what I would call a great game, and everybody has a game like that. No, I'm talking about a game that is shipped broken, which seems to be every freaking AAA title ever, and I get sick of people defending these. Now, what I'm showing you is the Halo Master Chief Collection, and it's the epitome of what I'm talking about. When I bought my Xbox One, I went out and I bought this game. It contained an 18 gigabit patch just to fix the single player problems. I don't know what the game was like before the patch, but 18 gigs? That's more than most of the Halo games that were released on the 360 combined, I'm pretty sure. That is one huge freaking patch. And I see it happening all the time. The Assassin's Creed series, Assassin's Creed Unity especially, was shipped broken. It had tons of problems. Some of them were funny and made great YouTube videos, but others were very serious and game crashing. That was like an 8 gigabit patch, and that patch had another bug in it that caused the whole game to have to be reinstalled once the patch was inserted, which meant people had to wait around and download a 40 gigabit game if you bought that game digitally. So when I see these things are broken, it ticks me off. As far as Street Fighter V goes, I have not bought it, nor will I anytime soon. Right now I don't have the money for it, that's number one. And number two, Zelda Twilight Princess HD is coming out soon, and I do want to buy that. But the way Capcom is putting this together is interesting, but not in the way that I really want it. Now, one of the things about modern games that are good is you're allowed to add content. So you can add in new game modes, you can add in new characters, and you can charge prices for them or you can make them free. Now, if used right, these would all be good things. I mean, after you complete the game in a few weeks, the game developer adds in more stages and more story scenarios to deepen the experience. That is great. Unfortunately, what I'm seeing nowadays is that the developers are doing this so they don't have to complete the game. They are shipping these games not completed and not quality controlled at all. I've already gone through, like I said, my pissing and moaning about the patches. Like I said, 18 gigabits for Halo. And Halo 5, I mean, I did not enjoy Halo 5 on launch day. Why? Well, I went after work to GameStop and bought the game on disc, thinking, okay, it's on disc, maybe it'll install a little bit faster, and maybe I can get right into the game quicker than if I went and downloaded it. And besides, I don't know if I'll keep it and whatnot. Went home, put it on the Xbox One, waited for it to install, and the Xbox One is supposed to, if it's a large game, allow you to play through the game while it's installing, unless there's a patch that needs to be uploaded. 9 gigabit patch right out the gate day one. So I had to wait for the thing to install, which took about an hour or two, and then another hour or two for the 9 gigabit patch. I did not have time to play it that day just because of this, and I was pretty pissed. So, Hip Hop Gamer, I have the right to be pissed. I paid $60 for that game, and I had to wait an extra day in order to play it because of the bullshit that was involved. Excuse my language, but that's what this is. It's BS. Game developers should be shipping their games pretty much complete. If it requires a small patch, I could understand maybe like a 50 meg patch, but when it's running into several gigs and it's taking me hours and lots of hard drive space, just to patch the game that should have been fixed in quality control, yeah, I'm pretty ticked. As far as these missing modes in Street Fighter V, yep, they should have been included day one. My thoughts on it, I won't buy it now. I don't have the $60. And myself, I would rather wait a few months until those modes are patched in and then spend $30 for them. So I'm going to be paying half of what the fools who are buying an incomplete game and probably spending less money to get the complete package just by waiting a few months. So, like I said, I do kind of doubt this business decision by Capcom. The only way this works is if they actually charge money, at least for latecomers, to get these upgrades. So either way, it looks like Capcom screwed up. So my thoughts is people like hip hop gamers should not be defending these. Another series I tackled recently was, of course, the Tales of Symphonia PC patch. Now, on my complaint video, I did state that the game is not busted to where it's unplayable. This is not a case of where Steam needs to issue refunds by any means. Tales of Symphonia was playable on the day it came out, but it ran like crap. And because of that, it needed to be patched, and some of these issues should not have been issues to begin with. So, yeah, when I see people defending, well, we need to support Tales, we need to go out and buy it, I'm like, no, you don't. What you need to do is make sure Bandai understands this, that you're only going to support them when they make a Tales game that is worthy enough of purchase. And Tales of Symphonia is a great game on the GameCube. It's a really great game on the PS3, despite its problems on the PS3. It was not a good game on the PC. And that ticks me off as a Tales fan. I know people who fought to bring that series back over here after Namco decided to cancel that series for an American release. And just to see it get this buggy port for people who haven't played the series and don't understand it, it was such a shame. Now, like I said, I did admit that it still works okay. You can still play it. And I did also do an update when they did patch it. But nowhere was I like, oh, thank you, Namco. You're the greatest. You patched the game. No. I told people it was patched just so they know that it's patched and how it's running with the patches, which is still not great. Because I thought it was an obligation of mine to let people know. But Namco should have had that ready, fixed, and ready to go on day one. And they did not. And shame on them. And as far as, like I said, Capcom having its problems with Street Fighter V, I don't know what they're thinking. Patching all this stuff in later, to me, it's not something I really want to partake in. I will not give them money for Street Fighter V as it is now. I might come into it later when I have more money. I have time to play some Street Fighter, but right now I don't really see myself picking up the PC port. I don't have a PlayStation 4, but I don't see myself picking up a PC port. And as far as YouTube complainers like me telling these game companies, hey, you screwed up, we're going to tell people you screwed up, be wary of this game at least for a few days, this is a good thing. It puts these developers in the spotlight. It makes them change. Capcom has had many, many problems in the past. And although they still have a long road to go, they are starting to fix a few things. They're doing some things with the Mega Man franchise. What exactly they're going to do when they're complete, I don't know, but they are doing things with the Mega Man. They gave us DuckTales Remastered, which was a really fun game, even the remake had some flaws. It was still a really fun game. Ubisoft is giving the Assassin's Creed series a rest, which is what it needs. And it's, I think, thanks to YouTubers, among many other people, for making these complaints and letting them be heard. If we had YouTube back in the day of the Atari 2600, I don't think the Atari crash would have happened. Atari would have been called out for its many, 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 many bad decisions, and that's what I think a lot of kids don't get when they say E.T.'s the worst game ever and that it caused the game crash. No, folks, it was the Atari's business decisions that allowed E.T. to be created that caused the video game crash. And if YouTube and the internet had been around, they would have been called on it and they would have had to fix it before the E.T. debacle hit. Plus, people would have known which games were really good and which games were really crap. Right now, in this industry, we're seeing a flood of indie games thanks to places like Steam and other download sites and ease of access to the programming tools. Anybody can create a game now. And thanks to YouTube, a lot of these really simple, really small games are getting the spotlight they deserve. Like I said, YouTube does this. YouTube allows us to complain. It makes the companies have to fix their act, have to apologize, and make sure they don't do it again, because people are now watching and people are now able to talk. And yes, there's also the whole YouTube Content ID system problems that I've talked about before, and game companies have used that to silence some of the big YouTubers. But again, that also backfires, because what do the big YouTubers do as well as the people who are subscribed? Well, they complained about being silenced too. So YouTube is a very powerful platform. We should use it, and people who go out and try to defend these companies for creating subpar products and charging a lot of money for them, they need to be called, and I'm always going to be doing that. I'll try to be fair. When they fix the problem, I will try to update that they fixed the problem on my channel, but that's one of the things I'm going to be doing in the future. If I see a problem with the game I've just bought on day one and it's complete crap, I'm going to be coming on here and letting people know, hey, this is complete crap. Anyways, this is Tommy the Keyblade Master signing out. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below.